What is conflict resolution?
Conflict resolution is the process of addressing disagreement in a way that reduces friction, surfaces the real issue, and helps people move toward a workable outcome.
What is the difference between conflict management and conflict resolution?
Conflict management reduces harm and keeps work moving, while conflict resolution aims to address the underlying issue so the conflict does not keep resurfacing.
What is the first step in resolving a conflict?
Start by clarifying the issue, what happened, who is affected, and what outcome each person wants.
Why should you separate people from the problem?
Separating people from the problem lowers defensiveness and helps everyone focus on the issue instead of attacking identity or intent.
What does active listening look like during conflict?
Active listening means letting the other person finish, paraphrasing their point, acknowledging the emotion involved, and checking that you understood correctly.
What is a trigger in conflict?
A trigger is an event, phrase, or behavior that creates a strong emotional reaction and can quickly escalate tension if it is not recognized.
What is de-escalation?
De-escalation is the deliberate use of calm tone, clear language, emotional regulation, and respectful boundaries to reduce the intensity of a conflict.
Why is timing important in difficult conversations?
Good timing increases the chance of a productive outcome because people can think more clearly when they are not rushed, embarrassed, or emotionally flooded.
Why should you ask open questions in conflict?
Open questions uncover context, assumptions, and needs that are often hidden behind short defensive statements.
What is a shared objective in conflict resolution?
A shared objective is a goal both parties care about, such as protecting trust, meeting a deadline, or serving a customer well.
What is reframing in conflict resolution?
Reframing restates a problem in more neutral or constructive language so the conversation becomes easier to solve together.
What is the SBI model for feedback?
SBI stands for situation, behavior, impact. It helps you describe what happened without exaggeration or personal attack.
What is an example of an I statement?
I felt concerned when the client update went out late because it affected trust. Can we agree on a clearer handoff next time?
Why is intent versus impact important?
Even if someone's intent was harmless, the impact may still be negative. Resolving conflict requires taking both seriously.
What is psychological safety in conflict?
Psychological safety means people can disagree, ask questions, and admit mistakes without fearing humiliation or retaliation.
What is a repair attempt?
A repair attempt is a small action that interrupts escalation, such as apologizing, using humor carefully, or restating a point more respectfully.
When is compromise useful?
Compromise is useful when both sides can give up something small in order to move forward quickly on a workable solution.
When is collaboration better than compromise?
Collaboration is better when the issue matters a lot and both sides need a higher quality solution that meets the key interests of everyone involved.
What is avoidance as a conflict style?
Avoidance is choosing not to engage. It can be useful for minor issues or when emotions are too hot, but harmful when important issues go unaddressed.
What is accommodation as a conflict style?
Accommodation means yielding to preserve the relationship. It can build goodwill, but overuse can create resentment.
What is competing as a conflict style?
Competing is an assertive, win-focused approach. It may be appropriate in emergencies, but it often damages trust if used as a default style.
What is collaboration as a conflict style?
Collaboration is a high assertion, high cooperation approach that looks for a solution satisfying the most important needs on both sides.
What is a BATNA in negotiation?
BATNA stands for Best Alternative to a Negotiated Agreement. It is your fallback option if the discussion does not produce a deal.
Why should you summarize agreements at the end of a conflict conversation?
Summarizing creates shared clarity around who will do what, by when, and how success will be checked.
What makes an apology effective?
A good apology names the behavior, acknowledges the impact, avoids excuses, and includes a commitment to change.
What is a boundary in conflict resolution?
A boundary is a clear statement of what behavior is acceptable, what is not, and what action you will take if the line is crossed.
How do you handle conflict in writing?
Use short factual language, avoid sarcasm, state the desired next step, and move sensitive issues to a live conversation when possible.
Why is curiosity powerful in conflict?
Curiosity interrupts certainty, uncovers missing information, and often reveals that the other person's behavior makes more sense than it first appeared.
What is a productive next step after a hard conversation?
Confirm the decision, document any commitments, and schedule a follow-up so the resolution does not fade after the meeting ends.
What is mediation in conflict resolution?
Mediation is a structured conversation facilitated by a neutral third party to help people reach a workable agreement.
Why should conflict conversations focus on observable behavior?
Observable behavior is easier to discuss productively than assumptions about motives or character.
What is a useful way to lower defensiveness?
Describe what you noticed, the impact it had, and the outcome you want without exaggeration or blame.
What is the role of emotional regulation in conflict?
Emotional regulation helps people stay calm enough to think clearly and avoid making the conflict worse.
Why should teams normalize respectful disagreement?
When disagreement is expected and handled well, problems surface sooner and trust is stronger.
What is a looping misunderstanding?
It is a conflict pattern where each side keeps repeating their point without proving they understand the other side first.
What is a useful reset question in conflict?
What do you most need me to understand about your view before we talk about solutions?
Why can written conflict escalate quickly?
Tone is harder to read in writing, so short messages can feel sharper or more dismissive than intended.
What is a repair follow-up?
It is the check-in after a hard conversation to make sure the agreement is holding and trust is improving.
Why should recurring conflict be treated as a systems issue?
Repeated conflict often signals unclear roles, incentives, or processes rather than just difficult personalities.
What is a useful accountability step after resolution?
Name specific actions, owners, and timing so the conversation produces real behavioral change.
What is a strong conflict resolution principle?
Seek clarity, dignity, and workable next steps instead of trying to win the argument.